What's up, man?
Not much. Feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, it's because it kind of has been forever for a little bit.
I had to miss last week, unfortunately.
No, it's okay, dude. It was good. It was a good episode. We
You know,
we did good. Jordan, I think, is going to hop in a little bit here. I think he was out of town a little bit earlier. Might be on a little bit late, so we'll see. Then again, you said the same thing last time, so you know.
yeah, I guess. Although this was probably the first Memorial Day that I think in a long time that we didn't actually like do a cookout or something. I spent all day brewing and doing chores, and so this is nice to be able to chill out, have a beer.
Yeah, nice, man. Speaking of, what you got?
I just poured Holmes Hitasu, which
Sweet.
you can't see because the can is awful shiny. But
Hitatsu is a
Hitatsu is a Japanese rice lager, again made by Holmes. It's just super. I'm kind of sticking with that. Really into lagers right now. Super light, super crisp, crushable beers. So I think we've been to Holmes like once in the last month. I've been a couple of times.
Okay.
And you were with me once, and drank this there. It was really good. Picked up some, so super excited to be drinking it tonight.
Excited. Cheers, Ryan. It's good to see you on, man. Hope you're having a good Memorial Day too. Yeah, no agenda tonight. But, I think we just kind of wanted to get on and wrap up the I don't know, the weekend with kind of a chill stream.
Hell yeah. I've been, like I said, doing chores and working outside, and now it's time to chill and have a beer. So what are you drinking?
So I figured since sorry about my clacking. Since we just had a few episodes about Big Brew Day, figured it was only right that I drink one of the Big Brew Day beers that we made. This is the Oktoberfest that we actually just did last weekend. I let it rip at 66 with 3470. And I mean, it was at final gravity for like 3 days. And so I cold crashed it and kegged it. And for being, a 9-day lager now, it's really good. I think that I can't wait for you to try it. I think that last hop edition that we missed would have done good. It's a little malty. But it's still really good. It's not fully carbonated yet. I think once it's fully carbonated, that might cut that a little bit too. And it might actually just kick up the carbonation a little bit over what it might normally be at, just to try to offset that.
So
hop edition.
Are you going to be okay with calling it an Oktoberfest now? I know you were going back and forth.
I don't know. I don't know. I think we'll have to have a couple people try it and see what happens. It's still good. I mean, it's a beer. It's going to be a good beer.
I'm excited for it. That was a fun day.
I'll bottle up a couple 6-packs for you and Brandon once it's probably more, bottle ready. Give it another week or something in the keg.
Right now.
Just got confirmation. Sounds like Jordan is going to be on. So
yeah, I was just looking at his text, so he'll be popping in.
Yeah, that'll be sweet. We'll say it in chat and on air, but what's everybody in chat drinking? And because it's a chill night or whatever, if anybody is like, oh man, I feel like, being on air and having my face all over the internet, hit us up. Come drink with us or whatever. Yeah, it's fine, man. So, yeah. I hear you brewed.
I did.
Again recently, right?
So I actually got to go mark it off on my board. It's the light American lager recipe that you gave me. And actually you bought all the shit for me. Yeah, so I mean, all you didn't do was like basically stir it and
next time
pitch for me. So, but thank you. No, it was super crazy today. Like my first ever extract beer, and it was so lazy.
Did you go first right into all grain?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
My
okay.
very first beer was all grain. I've never done extract beer. Um, so this was a recipe you found, right? That was a gold medal national winner
Yeah,
last year. And the year
NHC.
before.
Yeah, the NHC gold medal American light lager recipe, or it might have been American lager. I'm not sure, but
And so, it's funny because, somebody won a gold medal with this extract recipe, which is basically 2 pounds of rice solid or rice sugar
syrup
solids.
solids. Yeah,
Yeah, I get that messed up. And then 3 pounds of light DME, and then a very small hop addition and some lager yeast. I mean, the simplest damn recipe in the world. I've never done extract before. Basically, stir it up, boil it, and you're done. It just felt wrong.
did you do a full 60-minute boil?
I did. Did you when you did yours?
My notes say I did. Part of me wonders if that's true or not, but I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe, I don't know. Like after 30 minutes, how much more alpha acids are you actually getting out of the hops? And it's a really light addition anyway. So if
Right. I mean, I used American Noble Laurel, sorry,
Laurel.
Laurel, which alpha acid on those was like 1.9%.
Yeah, sure.
Uh, so you're right. Yeah, there's whatever was converted was probably done in the first few minutes, and then it was over. But no, it was fun. It was fun. I was able to actually do some other house chores and shit while it was going. It was very, very easy, very short brew day, less than 2 hours, start to finish. Playing with my new tilt hydrometer. I know you got one for your birthday a few weeks ago, and that made me want to buy one. So,
oh, you actually have it? I know you said you ordered one. I didn't realize you had it yet.
I actually bought it like a week ago.
Oh, sweet. This is just the first time you've used it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
I'm super impressed with it. I know it's, it sucks that you've got to have a Bluetooth device like in range with it all the time if you wanted to do the logging. But I mean, I thought their interface was really cool. I love the app where it's just, hey, I'm going to show you whatever fucking tilt is nearby.
Yeah.
It's like super, super easy. So
what's up, Jordan?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's going on, man? How was your Memorial Day?
It was good. Hung out, grilled some food, had a few drinks, watched the kids go wild. So
Sweet.
it was pretty good.
It was a nice day for it. It's been warm here, but not unbearable.
So, that's Brandon. I'm like, who else do we have from YouTube on here? Okay.
Oh,
I was like,
watching from YouTube.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on here? All right, so, how was your guys' Memorial Day? I'm sure you guys covered it already, but I'm just coming in.
Jason brewed. I did a lot of sitting around. I did some outside chores.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did my first extract brew, Jordan, and I feel dirty.
You should. No, you shouldn't. That's we all got to start somewhere, Jason.
No, it was super cool.
What'd you brew?
That American Light Lager. Have you tried Brian's yet?
I have not.
Oh man! So he brought that to Big Brew Day 2 weeks ago, or whatever.
1 week ago.
1 week ago. I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was 1 week ago.
Yeah.
And it was just super crushable, and it's right down my alley right now. So I wanted to do it. So yeah, Brian went and bought all the shit for me, and
oh, how sweet!
Just save you a trip to Vicksburg.
Yep, and then I got to brew it today. So
I might have said it last week, but I brought 2 64-ounce growlers to Big Brew Day. One was full of a pale ale, Citra Mosaic pale ale, and the other was that light lager. And I think I
Nice.
came home with like 1/3 to 1/2 of the growler of the pale ale, and the lager was just totally gone. Like, I think that sort of speaks to what people want to drink right now a little bit, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
I had them both sitting side by side, and everybody's like, "Yeah, give me the pale or the lager." And maybe that's just maybe a home brewer thing right now. I don't know. But
No, I mean I'm there. That's why I brewed the Vienna, because I wanted something that was super lightweight. I mean, Vienna's a little more malty than an American light, but I just wanted something clean, something that wasn't gonna, you know, wreck my palate for a
is that what
day. So I
you're
could just,
is that what you're drinking right now?
yeah, I just put it into Truly cans.
Oh, I get it.
No, it's seltzer. I have had a few today and it's feeling a
Great.
little bloated. Yeah, so
Oh yeah.
something super lightweight to end my night.
I still have not made a hard seltzer. I
I thought you had.
No, I've not yet. I'm like the only one in our club probably that hasn't yet. I still have like a
Wow.
couple packs of Lutra. I have the Omega. What do they call it? Yeah, proper starter nutrients. Um, and all the hard seltzers that I've had that have had that combo have been amazing. I don't know why I haven't done it. It's an even easier brew day than the
Yeah.
extract light lager brew.
You're right. I mean, so technically, I've gone through this process before of actually, no. Even when I do seltzers, I don't boil. I boil for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's
Right.
all you got. I mean,
So at least this was a full 60-minute boil, a hop edition. So this wasn't just boiling sugar water.
a hop edition, just one.
One, yeah,
One
Perfect.
pellet.
yeah, one very small, very very like it was hilarious. I haven't updated or I haven't done all the add-ins to Beersmith on my phone. So I was using I said this earlier, but I was using American Noble Laurel hops, which have an alpha acid of like 1.9. And I don't have the Beersmith add-on, so they're not in there. And I'm like literally scrolling through Beersmith, like just give me something that's close to this. And there are no, like in the base Beersmith package, there are no hops that are like below 3%.
Really funny.
I think once you maybe I'm mistaken here, but I think in Beersmith, once you add it to your recipe, you can adjust the alpha and alpha
You can.
percentage.
You can, yeah. I put something else in and then just manipulated it, but I was just like,
Yeah.
looking, like, just give me something close. I just want to see IBUs. I mean, it's going to hit like I think 9-ish.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So
IBUs, not percent.
9 IBUs. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's going to be like I think it's going to be like 3.8.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen because I swore you said IBU, but maybe that's just what my brain heard.
No, I'm sure.
No,
I was expanding out a tab here, so that's just me not paying attention.
4% if I'm lucky on the ABV and 9 IBUs. It's going to be water.
Lawnmower beer, man.
Hell yeah, I'm excited about it. You know, we were talking about that though, and I've talked. I feel like a lot of other home brewers about it. You know, when I think I've said it, so I sound like a broken record. But when I started brewing, I was big on the stouts. Lots of fruit beers, fruit stouts. You know, Russian imperials, all kinds of black beers, and then of course there was the IPA craze. Everybody was on IPAs, NEPAs, the hazies, all that shit. Now I feel like we're very much in the middle of this lager revolution. Fuck it, lager boys for life.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I mean, I was down in Florida this week and went to a tiny little brewery called Ruby Beach. They had a fantastic Belgian triple, which I haven't had in forever. But they had a Mexican lager that I can't get out of my head. Like, I've never had a beer that, like, I don't know, it was just clean, well brewed, tasted phenomenal. Yeah. I actually, when I got back up here and was running low on beer for the weekend, I went around to a few different places trying to find like a good craft Mexican lager. Can't find them.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went through that phase. Actually, I think I went through that phase one day on my way to Brian's house. Didn't I bring like 3 or 4 Mexican lagers over, and most of them were shit?
Yeah, I remember that, and they were.
Yeah. So I will say, if you keep your eyes out, I believe it's 21st Amendment has one called El Sully.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that one was pretty fucking good. Probably best craft Mexican lager I've tried.
I'll have to see if I can find it because it's like I've had so many different beers over this weekend and I'm not satisfied because that's what my palate wants.
Well, it's time to make it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was telling Andrew. I was like, I was gonna do a Heffy. I was thinking about trying to brew a Cotbusser. No, I've got a different obsession.
Yeah.
So should we do that later? Should we make a Mexican lager recipe?
I've never
that sounds great to me.
Yeah. Grits, right?
Tortillas. That's what we're calling it.
What'd you say?
Tortillas.
Tortillas.
I do think that it has corn in it potentially.
Yeah,
I actually think we had this conversation like 50 episodes ago, and I remember doing all the Googling, and it basically was that I think like Mexican lagers tend more towards the corn grain bill, light American lagers more towards the rice. If I remember correctly.
Interesting. That could explain why I like it because I like using corn in my beers.
Yeah,
not a lot, but just a little bit to get some of that flavor.
So I believe that somebody's gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm looking. I think the BJCP category is 2A International Pale Lager. Yeah, in commercial examples they list Corona, so I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
But they also list Heineken and Red Stripe, so it's kind of a very broad category. Yeah. So I don't know what specifically makes a Mexican lager. I'm reading through the flavor profile, and moderate corny or malty sweetness is okay. But yeah, I definitely think like really dry, well attenuated, maybe a little spicy or floral, probably a little bit higher on the carbonation, and that's it. And it has like a nice lager profile, right? Probably.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm scrolling. I've looked at like 3 different recipes right now, and all of them look to be pretty much pale, like 80-20 pale corn.
All right. That's a easy malt bill.
Yeah, here's this one's this one uses cornflakes.
Okay, sure, why not?
I know. I mean,
there's people using like Uncle Ben's like rice or whatever.
Well, David Jones did the Hams clone, or a Hams inspired. I don't think it was a clone. And I'm pretty sure he used grits.
That's amazing.
But this one I'm looking at I'm just burning through Reddit real quick, and it's like 71% Pilsner, 20% cornflakes, and then 8% Munich for a little body.
Okay.
And then he hopped it all with Motueka, which is supposed to have that lime, right?
Right.
Okay.
It's interesting. I'm all about Mexican lagers. I mean, prior to Hams, I think Corona was my go-to.
I do like Corona.
Arclight was doing, before Ed moved to New Mexico, Arclight had a pretty decent Mexican lager, Baja something.
I
had that last time we were up there. Yeah, I remember digging it.
I'm also kind of thinking like this was a tiny place. I should just email them and be like,
yeah,
hey, I was down there. I can't get your beer out of my brain. Can I make it? Just let me know what you do.
I'd love to hear that. I'm sure.
Do you remember the name of the brewery?
Yeah, Ruby Beach.
Ruby Beach. All right.
Yep, in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, for some reason I was thinking you were driving around this weekend and had it. Okay.
No. It was Thursday or whatever, or no, Wednesday, because that was my night free before flying back into Kalamazoo here.
Got it.
Yeah, they just this little tiny place that was like a block away from my hotel, and there were two places that I found. One of them had food, and I was starving, and the other one didn't. But the other one had a Belgian triple, so I chose alcohol over food. You know, I'm like, just the Belgian triple sounded good. Read through some reviews online that said the Belgian triple was like their flagship, and like perfect. And the triple was phenomenal. Easily one of the better craft triples I've had. But
Yeah, that's sweet.
yeah, it was a good place.
When you try that, make sure to let us know. I definitely want to try some.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm about to crack open another beer, and I guess we should probably call out. It's terrible if I ask what everybody's drinking and don't call them out. So Sam's got a Star Parade from Star Cut. Ryan's been drinking all day.
All day.
Brandon's got some Hot Butcher beers. Jake down from Hot Butcher, one of our club members and good friends, brought us like 4 cases of beer the last big brew day we went to. So I think we've all been chipping away at some of those beers.
I had one right here.
What are you drinking, Jordan? What's the?
I was drinking it. Apparently, it's a quarter full still.
Oh no!
Yeah. All sides are green. A Nelson Sauvin Simcoe and Riwaka hopped double India Pale Ale, 8.5%. I think I drank 3 of these in a night while playing Valheim. I got plastered. And it was like pulling stuff off of my taps, and that's probably why this is as
Still
full
full.
as it is. Yeah. Only a quarter. I didn't waste that much,
okay.
But
I opened my last one last night. It was I can't remember the name of it because I didn't take a picture of that, but it's a Citra hopped saltwater taffy IPA brewed with sea salt and vanilla.
I saw that in the pack.
It was really good. It was it was my favorite out of the 4 that I had, surprisingly enough. And I'm not saying that because adjuncts and things. Like the salt was really really mild and just barely gave it that
taffy pull.
Yeah, taffy pull. That's the name of the beer. Yeah.
Thanks, Shayna.
Thanks, Shayna. Yeah, and between the vanilla and the salt and stuff like that, it was just super good. I think I'm going to try to make one for MHF this year.
It's about time to start brewing for that, isn't it?
Depends on what you're making. Yeah,
that's true.
So we're going to have our meeting in a couple of weeks, and I'm actually going to start putting the call out for kegs. And hold on.
Bless you, Jason.
Thanks. So yeah, no, I'm gonna. We're gonna start getting the keg list put together and out there for MHF because it is time. I mean, we've. I could pull up the site real quick and tell you exactly when, but I bet you it's less than 80 days.
Don't you have a counter on your watch?
There's actually one on. I don't have my watch on. But there's actually a counter. There's usually a counter on the website. 86 days, 14 hours, 59 minutes.
But who's counting? Right?
No, I'm sorry. That was a cash one. 79 days. I was right. Less than 79 days away. Trying to start getting some our kegs together. We got to get. We're going to be meeting in a few weeks to finalize our theme. And start doing some planning around MHF this year. And then one of the things that I think we're going to announce soon, I'll leak it early. I don't give a shit. The Keepers are going to be hosting a beer games or beer Olympics style event. It's actually sanctioned by MHF. So we're still putting together the details on that, but
nice.
We'll be having some games out there. I'm kind of throwing it out there in case any other clubs,
doing it.
Just start. Yeah. Just give up. It's over. We got this shit.
I think we're gonna try to get some unique games too, not just the standard,
Yeah.
beer pong and stuff like that. But yeah,
You can do that one where people have to run and then spin around on a bat on their forehead.
Yeah.
And run back and
let's
chug a
get
stein.
people to puke because we can't. So Jordan, to jump back into this, right? So I've been sleuthing as much as I can, and so on their Facebook page, Ruby Beach's Facebook page, they advertised their Cinco de Mayo special was Atlantico Mexican Lager. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So I found the recipe for Atlantico Mexican Lager online.
All right.
Did they post it?
They didn't. There's a couple of different places I've seen, but 2 places I've looked at so far. Northern Brewer actually has it as a kit.
Oh, really?
Cool.
What?
And,
okay.
And the recipe's published.
I thought it was theirs. Apparently, this was, something they pulled from someplace. Fantastic beer. I mean, it doesn't take away from the quality of beers that I had there because I had, think, 3 flights or something.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that they didn't pull it from this or get inspiration from it or vice versa. This could be their recipe on Northern Brewer. I mean,
sure, yeah.
But the grain bill is 6.5 pounds of Pilsner, 2 pounds of Vienna, and 2 pounds of flaked corn.
You know what? That Vienna, that would make sense with the flavor profile it had. That might make sense.
And then they're hopping with the Hallertau. Drink another one.
How much? Like just a 60-minute edition?
Ounce at 60, an ounce at 5.
Yep. That's what our Oktoberfest was roughly. If we would have actually.
If we'd have done the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then just pitched with 3470.
Really? I still got packs of 3470. I might have to make another beer. Another lager.
So when Brian went to the store for me this week and I asked him to pick me up some 3470, they didn't have any, so he gave me one of his last packs. I came home, went to Brew today, opened a drawer, and I had 5 packs of my own.
Oh wow! I couldn't find any for a while at any of the local homebrew shops, so I ended up just buying it on Amazon. I think I bought a 10-pack or something like that.
At one point, I was considering buying a brick, but I don't know if I would use it all.
Cheese grate it into
I know,
beer.
Yeah, totally. I've been getting really into dry yeast lately. The New England I made this weekend, I made with Verdant, which I love. I love that yeast.
Hi, Brian's mom.
Oh, my mom's in chat. Hey, mom.
Hi, mom. I love dry yeast though. I mean, I use it for all my ciders.
So I know we're jumping topics all over the place, but I think one of the things that we talked about it either at Big Brew or on the show before that was I feel like I've been having some sketchy shit going lately with a couple of companies' liquid yeast, and not trying to knock anybody. It just seems weird. And then there's other people that have brewed with the same yeast, or we've all brewed with the same yeast, and we've all had weird, odd results. And so I feel like I'm going to just switch over. I said this to Brandon. I think I'm just switching over to dry yeast.
I'm still comfortable. I like having my yeast bank, and I like doing my yeast starters and stuff like that. I'm keeping more dry yeast in reserve now for my quote unquote emergency or unplanned brew days. But there's still some things that you just can't find in dry yeast quite as well.
That's true.
But I mean, now I think there's just about everything for every style. As long as you're not being too picky, you can find pretty much anything. Brandon can probably tell you if there's anything he's missing. He's the dry yeast guy. But
I was going to say, I used to feel like there wasn't a good substitution for London 3, which was an old favorite of mine.
Which is now Verdant.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
In which I have 4 packs of Verdant because of that. So I didn't realize it was getting dark.
Not over here.
Not over here.
Yeah.
I got light. I'm even in a basement, man. Like,
I was like getting darker and darker and darker, and you couldn't see the beautiful banner that I drunk bought.
I do like that banner.
I was gonna shout that out. It is nice. We rep that at Big Brew Day last weekend.
Hell yeah.
I don't think anybody really commented on it, but god damn it, it's beautiful.
It is.
I want to rep this really quick. I just cracked open a beer called Bathhouse Blonde by Jones Beach Brewing.
Where are they from?
So I've been talking with this guy, Matt Jones, on the Homebrewing Slack channel. And we got talking about Mackinac hops maybe like a month or two ago. And I think he said he was going to brew a blonde with him. And I was like, that sounds like a great idea. I'll brew a blonde with him too and send you some beer. And so I did. And I sent him beer. And he really liked it. And then I think he ended up tweaking his recipe just a little bit to use all Mackinac. I think he was like a little afraid, maybe not having used it before. But after trying my beer, he was like, yeah, I think it'll work out really well. So he just sent me beer. I just got it back in the mail today from his brewery, and that's what I'm drinking right now, and it's fantastic. It's,
right on.
Yeah, it's a Mackinac Blonde. I guess it's just a
nice.
Yeah, I know we only drank half of it at Big Brew, but your Mackinac Blonde was delicious.
I would totally like say anybody try Mackinac and use it in like a lager or a blonde or something where like they need just a little bit of bitterness that almost has like a touch of like vanilla and spice or something. That's kind of what I got out of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a really fun hop. I don't know if I'd use it for like an IPA or anything like that, but I think it'd make like a really good lager, bittering hop, blonde, like Belgian or regular. I'm trying to think of some other styles. Probably be good in a stout. It's not like too punchy or anything like that. It doesn't have any like crazy flavors, but it's just it's a nice bittering hop, and it's really cheap, especially if you live in Michigan. I think it was like $10 a pound. Maybe a little bit more shipped, but
real cheap.
Yeah, for that. Oh, I dig it. He sent me an IPA too, and do you guys know? Do you guys know what the Board Ape Yacht Club is?
Yeah, I think I do.
Not that I want to get off on a tangent of NFTs and how shitty some things are and how dumb things are, but I guess so. This can says featuring Board 8 Yacht Club number 7073 from our homie, some guy on Twitter, and I guess they let him use like it's like ape picture or something on the can. So I don't know what's in this. It's an IPA. That's all I know, but I'm gonna try that later. It's not his brewery. It's just some from someplace over in New York, Barrier Brewing, Oceanside. So,
Yeah.
And I've got some hams too, just for backup.
Always
you
got hams.
You have new throwback cans yet?
No, those are cool. I'm still sipping on the cans that you left me from last Big Brew Day.
So I was at Meijer and I picked up a 30 pack of them a couple weeks ago, and the outside of the box has changed, but the cans were the same. I was sad.
So I was at Meijer last night, and there were all the outside boxes or the outside packaging is all changed over to the throwback, and I started to grab one just because I need some more hams, and I saw the blue cans. It's easy to see through the handhold,
right?
But then I happened to look down at the one on the next shelf down and saw the old cans. So,
yep,
they're out there. You just gotta. So I put that one back and I made sure that I got the one with the new throwback cans.
We got to see if we can get sponsored by them, like.
Especially after we get our new keeper shirts.
Right. Which we did put in the order. Haven't heard a response yet from the printer. Waiting for that, but hopefully soon. Hopefully.
I think we showed them in a previous show, but They're modeled after the Hams logo, and they
Yeah,
look
we pulled
fantastic.
it up at some point. Yeah.
Which I don't know if we need to go like showing it too much because it's all we need is for Hams to be like, oh yeah, no. But
Get a
Is-
cease
what-
and desist on it. Stop
what-
drinking our beer on air.
What's considered fair
uh,
use? If we're not
amazing,
selling it, right, it's fine.
Yeah, it should be
something.
fair use. But this is David Jones' design. It's one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. It's got our Keepers Druids. It got the year that we founded. Keepers of Craft, born in the land of the bubbling waters, which is, I believe, what Kalamazoo means.
Yep.
So where Hams is born in the
land of the sky blue waters.
Yeah. So
I should have a can around here somewhere.
I'm staring at one. So
yeah.
quiet, Ron. Shh, quiet. Nobody will know. It's like that TikTok sound or whatever. Like nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
Did I order one of those shirts? I hope I did. I also want it on a patch.
You probably didn't because it doesn't have. I don't think we did V-necks. So.
That's true. That's actually probably true.
Yeah.
The thing is I believe we were at Pontiac Brew Tribe's Big Brew Day. We of course took a case of Hams, and we were wandering around sharing Hams where we could. And I think I was talking to. I can't honestly remember who I was talking to, but they're like, I was telling them about our shirt, and they're like, order me a double XL, pay at Homebrew Fest, and I'm like, okay, and I fucking.
Oh no!
I'm gonna add an extra one. I'll take one if somebody comes up to me at Homebrew Fest and is like, "Hey, where's my shirt?" I'll be like, "Yeah, here you go. It'll be $40."
I feel like, maybe I'm stepping on toes here, but like with that, those beer games or whatever, maybe we should order a few Michigan Brews shirts and toss it in for prizes.
So we're actually we actually have a prize budget, so that could be. There it is. It's Joe. Joe asked for it. Joe, I will get you your damn shirt. I forgot, man. I might have been drinking.
It was good talking last week, Joe. Good seeing you again. Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, no. We've got a little bit of a budget, Jordan. So you're right. Some Michigan Brews shirts would be awesome.
I know. We do owe like Thanksgiving shirts, so
I still got the hat sitting over
I know
here.
you do. So it's not a
yeah.
thing.
You're no longer in charge of that kind of
yeah.
Anybody that's got a outstanding gift from Thanksgiving or prize or whatever.
I thought I was gonna be late.
Yeah.
We'll get it. We'll get it. It's still coming. I still have everybody's address. Hopefully you haven't moved. Set your forwarding address on.
Right on.
I don't know if Tim Smith is watching, but I think we owe him a hat too. So even though I don't have that on my list, we must have promised him a hat. He keeps asking me for a hat. So
does that mean I'm a hat short?
No, I have one too. So I think we had one extra without knowing that we promised him a hat. So I think we're okay.
Maybe that's why we promised him a hat.
Ron, do we owe you a hoodie or a shirt? I can't remember.
I think didn't he win everything? Who was it that won the whole kit?
Look, we can go back and figure it out.
That's true. Okay. Yeah.
Look, we will do our best to get them out by Thanksgiving 2022.
when we do our next show,
it's right. We'll blame it on the shipping constraints worldwide. The hats the hats are here, but the shirts are docked somewhere off the coast of California right now.
They are. They're sitting in with like bundles of wood, just in crates. I'm looking.
Ron said hoodie. Yep.
Okay. Pardon my my clacking again. I'm gonna
Right on. So while you're doing that, I'm
Yeah.
going to go back to, because Jordan, I think this was before you jumped in, but Brian's recently using a tilt hydrometer. I just got a tilt hydrometer.
Don't. It's already in my cart on Amazon, man. Don't. It's been there for weeks.
I'm really curious to see like what other people's thoughts are on this thing. Like I've been reading reviews, and I feel like there's a lot of haters out there because the range is so slow or so low. But I actually found that even in my keezer, you know, like I had like a good 15-foot range today. So I'm completely in love with this thing, and I've only been using it for 3 hours.
That's way better than I'm getting. I actually just bought like a little 3M thing to stick to the side of my freezer just so I could have the phone as close to my freezer as possible. I mean, even go inside
are you
it like it's
fermenting in the metal?
yeah, inside my
I'm
stainless,
fermenting in a
inside of
speedle.
okay, yeah, I'm sure that doesn't help.
Okay.
Yeah, my firm chamber is a fridge, so I imagine that's probably going to block some of the signal.
Well, that's what I was saying. In my speedle, in the freezer, in the keezer, I got like 15 feet away from it, and I picked it up. But I have heard a lot of people that you have to be like right on top of it. But I know I saw Brandon say tilt for life, so I'm assuming he uses them. I'm not sure why we didn't talk about it that week.
I'm wearing a.
He's wearing the shirt.
Supporting the shirt. There is a newer model that's twice as expensive that comes with higher range, and I think that's about it. Longer battery life.
Oh, motherfucker. So I'm looking at the table for the raffle right now. And Tim put his first name in as Tim Needs a Hat Smith. And he won a t-shirt. So so we must have said we're gonna do it anyway.
Good thing these are all on video and Brian takes notes.
We promised. Oh, Ron, it says here that you were promised a Sea Gump bottle. A bottle of Sea Gump. That's what I have written down here.
Do we even have
which we don't have anymore?
Oh, yes, we do.
Do we?
Oh, we do. Jason's got some.
Maybe we said Sea Gump is not a good prize, and we said hoodie instead. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
That's a hell of an upgrade from a shitty ass beer to a hoodie. You're a lucky guy, Ron.
Lee McBain got the grand prize.
What do we owe Lee?
A shirt, a hoodie, and a hat.
Well, you better. All right. Well, we will get together this week and get an order in for hoodies and t-shirts. And yeah, Joe, Brian also has an Easy Dens, but not all of us can be that cool.
I do. It's great.
What's the conversion rate on clams?
37 to 1.
What? Like rubles?
No, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. All right.
I do love my Easy Dens. It's expensive. I usually only use it for my mead because I'm not brewing huge batches of mead and pulling really small sample sizes to make adjustments. It's really, really nice and really, really cheap. Saves a lot of liquid. Especially, I'm not the kind of person that wants to like pull a sample, measure it, and dump it back in. That like freaks me out. So I do like the Easy Dens for that for sure.
I mean, is there a medium that you have to buy for Easy Dens? Like, why wouldn't you use it on everything? Why are you only saving it for mead?
Partially because I'm a little bit lazy. So it has this little glass tube that you sort of have to send the fluid through. Mm-hmm. And if there's solids in the liquid or whatever, it can get like stuck to the inside of the tube. So you're supposed to sort of like strain it through like a coffee filter or something to remove the solids and to get rid of all the carbonation in the liquid, so it takes an accurate reading. And more often than not, I'm just too lazy to send it through a coffee filter. My beer, I'll take like a gravity reading right before I pull my beer in a flask with my hydrometer, Yeah, just so I can drink it too. I kind of like drinking the beer a little bit before I carbonate it, and then I call it good. Plus, with the tilt now, like I'm not super data driven. Like I don't really care if my beer finished 2 points over or under where I expected it to be. I really just care that it's done. And so if I can get a consistent reading, that's good enough for me. And
See, you want to know the biggest reason why I think I'm so in love with this thing so far is you give me the most shit that you give me is because of not having temperature controlled fermentation.
I do a
and
lot.
and so where I know my house and I know my rooms and where I ferment and I move the beer around to keep it in the right range. So I feel like that's good enough, but Brian's always like looking down on me and saying my beer's shit because I don't temperature
Absolutely.
control.
Yeah.
Even though until this year I probably had more medals, but now he kicks my ass there too, so I can't say that anymore.
Not quite, but I'm catching up.
But whatever. So I really want this tilt now so that I have a record that says fuck you, Brian.
I like this. This
Fuck
is a
you.
purchase out of spite. This
Right?
isn't like to actually make his brewing better. He just wants to.
It does. I just want to be able. I'm gonna email him the fucking file and be like, kiss my ass, Brian.
Okay. Okay. What's your beer at right now? Check your till. I just want to know.
Well, I'm more than 15 feet away.
Oh, it's not logging to like a Google sheet.
No, I don't have that set up yet.
Okay.
I just pitched it in there.
You know what you should do, Jason, is that you should set it up so that way when it sends to a Google sheet, or have one of your developers create something to send Brian a notification when the beer's done.
We'll talk later. But no, I do have it. I do have another phone that I'm going to set up. That I'm going to go down there and use it to relay, like an hourly reading.
It takes temp and everything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
temp, gravity.
It's taking it from kind of the top of the fermenter, but
this one doesn't really count. Like for the whole "fuck you, Brian" crusade, this one doesn't count because it is a lager, and I am actually, it is in my keezer. It is being temp controlled to 55 degrees right now.
Oh shit! Okay, wow.
So this one won't count. It's more the ales, Jordan. The stuff that I do, like
yeah,
in the living room or wherever. This one I forgot. This one's a lager. I'm actually lagering it. So,
Brandon's saying get a tilt pie set up. I probably should too. It's just like I already have 3 Raspberry Pis in my house doing various other random things. It's like,
Brandon's all over the place. He was on YouTube watching us earlier. Now he's on Facebook. Is he trying to get like go over to Twitch, get the Triple Crown for the night?
It's funny. I don't have any Raspberry Pis right now that I can use for it. So that's why I literally grabbed an old iPhone and I was like, fuck it. I'll set this on there. I'm going to throw the tilt app on it and I'll plug it in next to the keezer and have it push it out. But no, I do want to get the tilt pie or a pie for the tilt. I'm going to order a couple more of these things. I think it's cool. So
I might do that too, because I think that I can trade in. So I still have I have an old iPhone 10, which is what I'm using right now. And I was looking at phone upgrades potentially for when the new iPhone comes out. And I think I might still be able to trade in that 10 for like full credit. So if I can, trade in my iPhone 10 and get like, however many hundreds of dollars and just buy a Raspberry Pi for like 50, it's probably a good trade-off.
Yeah. Yep.
And I want to point out, Brandon, I'm going to pull up your picture again. When I first looked at that flight down there, it looked like a sub. Like a sandwich or something. So
it does.
I mean, either way, it looks delicious. But
and then just to point out, he is wearing an Omega shirt, which I think every time we see Brandon, he's in some fucking yeast related gear. Whatever.
It's free swag. If Lance would have given us some Omega swag when we had him on, I totally be wearing it.
Yeah, I'd have wrapped it. Absolutely.
Fuck yeah. Oh man, so that talks about like shows. So, you know, we're just bullshitting tonight.
He's a fun guy.
He is a fun guy. What's our plan? Do we have shows lined up for the rest of the month? Or for June?
I do want to ask a question because I got really worried as what day it was because I looked up the up at the corner and it says live. We've been live for 12 hours.
What?
On my screen, yeah, it says 12 hours and 50 minutes.
Yours is on crack.
Yeah. Mine says 51 minutes, so I think we're okay. Unless we're drinking some, you're drinking some crazy shit like you've been.
Me?
I don't know. You blacked out for 12 hours.
Yeah, for 12 hours.
Streaming,
Yeah, it is seltzer. He's drinking seltzer. So
I pulled up our notes. So May 30th, which is today, was supposed to be the other Big Brew Day recap. So I think we've accomplished that. The next one we actually have lined up is June 27th, which is after HomebrewCon.
that's right. So we'll put that out there. So Brian, Brandon, and I are going to HomebrewCon. I think there might be another keeper or more keepers going.
Mark is.
I think
Mark
so.
Ostrom.
But if you're in a homebrew club in Michigan, you see this or somebody tells you about it, and you're going, let us know. Let's hook up and do something there, or maybe we'll capture some pictures or some video from HomebrewCon. All right, we'll see Joe there. Cool.
Joe's going. I know Colin from AABG will be there.
Right on.
Yeah, we'll have some people. If anybody has any Pittsburgh brewery recommendations, definitely up for those too, because I don't know anything about anything for what's out there. Somebody was talking about Church Brewworks. Does that sound familiar at all? I'll have to look it up later, but somebody said that was pretty good or looked interesting. So I'm all about hitting that up, but yeah,
that's what it's called, Church Brewworks in Pittsburgh Brewery.
I got to imagine there's a lot out there.
It's kind of where my new job's located out of.
You should get a work trip scheduled and come out to HomebrewCon.
When is it?
It's what we're going out there June 23rd, 22nd, something like that.
We're leaving the 22nd, and we'll be back the 26th. So we'll have a recap show on the 27th to talk about all the crazy shenanigans that we got into at HomebrewCon.
I'll show off all my medals that I won in NHC.
I'll show off all the medals that I was able to bonk people over the head and steal. I didn't enter shit.
Anybody in chat got anything in NHC this year? I'm entering 4 meads this year. 3 beers, 4 meads. First time entering mead in NHC.
Do they take ciders at NHC?
They do. Yeah, they do.
Well, now I know fucking better.
Oh, speaking of ciders, congratulations, gentlemen, on your medals.
Yeah, congratulations to you too.
From Glencap. This is the first time that all of Michigan Brews fucking medaled. I can say that. I took a bronze with my Perry. Jordan, you took a silver.
Yep, modern cider.
Brian got a silver and a bronze with a Perry and a something else.
Cider took the bronze and Perry took the silver. And I don't remember what exactly the styles were.
I was gonna say, I was telling my wife, I was like, I was really timid to send that in because I didn't expect to get a medal at all. That's why I only sent one of the 2 ciders that I have because I'm like, well, they're basically the same cider, just one's got a different yeast. or they got different yeast in them, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna send one and see what kind of feedback I get.
Yeah, what
'Cause I
did you
want it
get
to be
for
better.
feedback?
I'd have to look it up. A lot of it wasn't super great. I think the biggest thing that knocked me was a couple of the judges said that, if I recall, they thought they smelt a chemical, like something or other, a chemical smell coming off of it when they first poured it.
But not after.
No, they said that at least one judge said it dissipated after a few moments. So
Yeah.
that was the best thing. I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and like really analyze the feedback yet, but it's definitely something I'm gonna do.
So it's funny is I entered the same period last year and got a silver, and they commented on how clear it was and how beautiful. So that was literally one of the comments. This year, all three of them commented how murky it was. This is the same Perry.
Wait, what?
Same exact Perry. And I agree. Like I checked it. It's gotten it's completely opaque.
That's
was
odd.
the first of a year in the same keg.
Oh, it's in a keg.
Yeah.
Was it sealed?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's super odd. Did you bottle it off the keg to send in this year?
Yeah. Bottled off the keg to send in last year, though.
Right. But maybe more stuff settled out of solution. Like maybe if you would have poured out a pint or two.
No.
Oh,
So
okay.
actually, the entire keg. So here's something just for you to yell at me about.
Do I do this often? I feel like you keep bringing this up. Like I keep beating on you and shitting on you. Do I gaslight you? Like,
oh, I don't think you're gaslighting me. No,
okay.
I honestly think everything that you give me shit for is completely legitimate. So let's get that out of the way. I appreciate your criticism. Well, except for the temperature control, I'm ready to tell you to fuck off on that one.
I'm ready to hear it.
All right.
Okay.
No, so I did. I poured off a couple of pints before I bottled it, and I actually bottled 12 bottles of it, and they were all murky. And then this is the thing that's going to piss you off: is there was probably a gallon left in the keg, and I dumped it out yesterday. Yeah, that's right. I dumped it the fuck out.
If you're not going to drink it, I'm all about not wasting the calories on stuff you're not going to drink. I hear you.
And it was murky all the way through.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yesterday I had a keg cleaning party. Wound up cleaning 5 kegs to get ready for beer that I've got in process and for Homebrew Fest. And I was going through and because that one had gone down in the comments, and I'm like, this isn't going to make it another year. I don't really feel like drinking it.
Yeah, I'd probably done the same thing.
So, but I got it. Now it's a nice, shiny, clean keg. So,
I just looked at my notes on mine. The only other, I guess, critical piece of feedback that I got was, what was it? One said interesting nose. But I guess
super helpful.
yeah, exactly. The other one says nose is faint, but get pine and juniper ? Like, okay, yeah. So I mean,
it's like you do or you don't, I guess. Like,
yeah, I was pinged mostly on aroma, and flavor, and the only thing that I guess probably could have been a little better is a little bit more body and apple flavor, which is perfectly fine because these are ciders that I really, outside of adding yeast and nutrient, and have done basically nothing with.
Sweet.
So
yeah, I'm looking at my sheets too, and I got one of those question mark things. Hops ? A little. Yeah, I know. Well, my cider didn't score. I'm surprised it got a bronze. Honestly, it got like 129 and then 32 and a 32. One sheet didn't even have any feedback, but most of them were like, let's see. One says overall cider is drinkable. The other says like sulfur aromas off-putting. Like,
That's I'm confused on some of this because now I'm looking at those little check marks at the bottom. One of them said like basically classic example of the of the style, just on the left side of flawless and just on the left side of wonderful. So it was like, and he scored me a 37, but then the guy that also scored me a 37 didn't give me any other check marks except basically all the way to the side of not to style, but I still got a 37.
Yeah, I entered my cider in a sweet, and everybody said it was like everybody gave me an X all the way on the end of sweet, and I said it was too low for a sweet. Like
too low.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean my sweetness is also low on pretty much all of them, but most of them actually say, you know, good example of style, sessionable. Yeah, more body and apple flavor is what they said. But I'll take the silver with that type of feedback. I can tweak it a little bit.
All three of them called my Perry dry. And
yeah, me too. For my Perry, all of them said too low for semi-sweet.
And I disagree. Like that's when I'd love to be face to face with them because
I'm gonna have to back sweeten the shit out of my stuff like next year or something and to see what happens.
I think it's sweet. Like, yeah. But you know, I mean,
mine is dry.
Oh, well, that's good then.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the notes on mine was Perry's are hard to filter, but this one is muddy.
Oh no!
Oh,
that's too bad. That's so weird. Did you notice that before you sent it in?
Yeah, I did. And I didn't. It was what it was at that point.
Okay.
I need to bump up my my carbonation though. It doesn't seem like my carbonation really made it through because it's all still and dry, and that stuff has carbonation to it. So
all three of my sheets for my Perry just said needs more acidity, needs more acidity, needs more acidity.
Interesting.
So, I really like that Perry. I do hope Houston has more Perry.
I was just talking about that today. Like I want them to do more Perry, just because I enjoyed the shit out of mine last time.
So
what's that, Jason?
This should be a Perry year. Pears are
biannual.
Yeah. They had a little last year. You had to ask for it, and they went back and got it like out of 1 gallon containers. So hopefully they'll have it bulk again this year.
I think that may have been from the previous year, though.
Oh, really?
I mean, I know they've done like holdovers and whatnot. At least they do with apple cider. So I'm assuming that they probably do it with their Perry as well.
Yeah, pears.
It was a little dark. It was good.
So hopefully this year we'll have a good pear harvest and we get under the Perry. I want to do it like and yeah, I'm gonna back sweeten the shit out of it. And you know, I've heard of other people in Michigan that win a lot of medals in ciders, and I hear that they're back
sweetening quite a bit.
Yeah, sweetening quite a bit.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
And so I'm my little touch of OCD is I like to have collections. My favorite is every year of winning at Michigan Beer Cup was the year that I won one of each, a gold, silver, and bronze. I think that's better than the year that I won 3 gold. So, and then I was super pumped this year to get my Siciliano silver because now I actually have a full set of Sicilianos.
Nice.
So on that same topic, I now have a silver and a bronze glint cap, and I need a fucking gold. So I'm coming for glint cap next year.
Yeah, 100%. Me too.
That's what I told Andrew. I'm like, I'm gonna come the fall. I'm gonna be spending a lot of money on cider when Husted does their pressings. So
yeah,
I don't want to. I want to have enough to experiment with. Like I've always thought I made decent ciders, but this is my first cider medal, so like it was kind of like validation of like, hey, I actually kind of do make something decent.
So you said that you used 2 different yeasts. Which yeast did you use for the cider that you submitted?
1118.
Is that a White Labs?
No, it's EC 1118 Lavlin.
Oh, that is that a
It's
champagne yeast?
white wine, I think.
Okay.
Yep. But I also, at the same time, I picked up a ton of that 3470. I picked up a shit ton of 71B, which is what I've classically used for my ciders, because I feel like it creates a much better profile with anything fruited. And I've actually done a lot of reading or at least a lot of reading in terms of recipes of medal winners for NHC and for fruited meads, and it seems like a lot of them have been using 71B as well, which kind of validates that like it's probably going to make a decent cider too. So next year, half of whatever I make is probably going to be straight 71B. I've done 1118 a number of times and I like it, but I don't think it. And I think it follows up with what the judges said. I don't think it lends the nose. It really cleans things out, but it makes a clean product at the end. A really blank profile if you want to build it up from basically nothing. But
The 71B has a pathway for malolactic fermentation. So I'm reading here because I couldn't remember what the percentage was, but it says that about 20 to 40% of the malic acid in solution could be metabolized during fermentation. So like, so malic acid is the that's the sort of acid that apples have the most of, right? So I think that it can sort of take that acid and like you said, I think it brings like a lot of balance to it, but you might have to watch that too, because I wonder if like it might remove too much acid. You might have to like add acidity back in afterwards or something. I don't know enough about. I've read on this before, but I haven't retained all the knowledge to speak to exactly like what the end product of that fermentation pathway is. But I use that in my fruit meads a lot. That's the only yeast I use in my fruit meads for the most part. And I do agree, it's a wonderful, amazing yeast.
I've got a
I would definitely want to try on cider.
A sack mead that I'm still sitting on that uses 1118 because that's all I could find at the time. Like I said, I've got a bunch of 71B now, and I want to brew. It's a cherry mead made with local honey. Ooh. And I want to brew the same mead again, but do everything the same, but only use 71B. The only thing is like I'd have to wait a long time. I'd love to brew them side by side or get them made side by side so they aged the same way, but like I said, I didn't have quite the same throughput. But I do love 71B. It's what I've used for ciders for a while. Great yeast for anything fruit related, in my opinion. There was one guy, speaking of the Glint Cap, there's one dude, I'm pretty sure he medaled in every single category.
That would be
Jeff Carlson.
Yeah,
Jeff Carlson. That's what I was gonna say. Like, holy shit, man. Like, good on you, but wow.
he comes to Houston for the cider pickups usually.
And he actually medaled with the Houston cider that he picked up last year, and he even called it out and named it like the Klob beer or Klob cider, because the Houston cider pickup was a Klob organized event, and so I thought that was kind of cool. So we should reach out to him and see if he wants to come on the show and talk cider one of these days.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
nothing about cider. That'd be so cool. Yeah. What did he win? Like a gold, silver with that?
With that one, hold on, let me pull it up. Like Jordan said, I actually think he won like 20 medals.
Yeah, no, it was stupid. Like going through all the listings, like the I think he double took in some of them. It's just like
So the way glint cap works, right, is everybody that scores in certain ranges gets a medal, but then every category has a first, second, and third place winner. So Jeff Carlson took first and second in modern ciders. He took third in heritage cider. He took second in specialty cider, and then he took overall best in show, amateur cider maker of the year with his specialty cider. But then he went on to medal. He took a silver with the Club Zero, is what he called it, which was a modern cider.
he took a silver in modern with what?
With the Club.
The club.
That's mine. I called mine Hust Must because it came from Husted.
Yeah. So modern sweet cider, he took gold with a gold and 2 silvers. In heritage dry cider, he took a gold and 1, 2, 3 silvers. In heritage, scrolling down. In dry cider, traditional cider, he took a silver and a bronze. In traditional, no, he didn't get one there. In Perry, he took a gold, a silver.
I want to know what his submission bill was,
In
because
fruit cider, he took gold.
What were those? $20, 15?
They were $21.
21.
Yeah.
Hop cider, he took a gold and a silver. In botanical, he took 2 silvers. Wood age, he took 2 silvers.
How much cider did this guy buy? That's what I know. Was he the reason I was having trouble getting the amount that I wanted? Did he get like
They have a lot more up near Grand Rapids, I feel like. Like there's a lot of farms up there.
Oh no, he's from Grand Rapids, but he just came down the one time, so he's not local down here.
No.
Okay.
Local-ish, yeah.
Well, yeah, Grand Rapids. But hasn't he won cider maker of the year for like 15 years or something like that too?
It's been like the last 8 or something.
Yeah. We gotta try to get him on. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, come to the next bottle share for the probably first Houston pickup. I'm sure he'll probably be down there.
11.
I want to have you guys try this Vienna. I don't think it's a Vienna.
Does it taste better out of a horn?
13.
Yes, that helps a lot.
I can tell just even on camera, like even on our StreamYard resolution, just how beautiful that beer is.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty clear.
Yeah, that looks great.
Why
don't you think it's a Vienna?
I don't know. It doesn't have quite the malty character that I'd be looking for with a German style lager. I don't know. I'll be 100% honest. I love this beer, but there's nothing that stands out about it, and that's honestly kind of why I like it.
Okay.
Jason, coined something a while ago. I think he made a Commonwealth beer or something. You called it beer flavored beer.
Boring ass bitter.
Yeah, boring ass bitter. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this. It's just like there's not like the nose is like okay, I get a little bit of honey, like just a little bit, like a little bit of hops, like nothing really stands out, and like the flavor is like okay, a little bit of hops, a little bit of malt, carbonation's good.
The foam looks amazing. Like I can still see it on top, and I can see of like the residuals on the glass as you've been like drinking it and stuff like that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I finished
I'm happy with it.
I believe that he won 22 medals.
Is that what you've been doing? You've been counting?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's kind of amazing. I wonder how many submissions he had. You have to wager he probably medaled with all of his submissions.
Well, I'd imagine so with 20 some odd. So that's 20 times $21.
So that was almost $500 in entry fees.
There's some beautiful medals, though. They really are. So
I'm excited I get one next
I've
year.
never, my best medal year was like 10 or 11 in the whole year, and he took 22 in one comp.
But that's probably the only comp that he enters with those. Maybe I don't know if I've seen his name. Has he won NHC medals with cider? I have to
Yeah.
imagine he's probably entering NHC.
No,
Right?
he
Okay.
absolutely has won
Okay.
NHC medals.
I was going to say, because there was one guy, and I imagine it's the same dude that last year at NHC, they just kept calling his name for ciders.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be me for meat this year. So just be prepared.
All right, I got one mead that I'm putting in, so just don't knock me out.
I don't really know. I'm hoping for good things. I have some fun.
Dude,
things
you make solid meads. So
what do you have in?
I'll probably be tossing in this. It'll be a stone fruit.
To
So it's a
NHC?
cherry mead, or not NHC. Excuse
Okay.
me.
I
thought you meant MHF. That's what I heard.
Shipping was like last week or something. Okay.
Yeah,
MHF?
no.
I don't
Yeah,
know what I'm
MHF.
doing.
Oh, but we're not doing meads this year in MHF, are we?
We are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we are? Okay.
Yep.
Meads and ciders.
So I think I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but so the way that MHF is going to work this year is that beer is going to be a separate competition from mead and cider for the sake of BJCP points and judging and things like that. 2 separate competitions.
Okay.
With regards to club points for the Michigan Beer Cup, both competitions will be totaled for all clubs and added together, and all entries will be summed for the Beer Cup.
So if I want to toss in my ciders and a mead and then a beer, what's our entry? 4 this year? Is it
3?
3? Okay.
Mhm.
So if I have a mead, 2 cider, well, mead and 2 ciders would be it. So a mead, cider, and maybe a beer.
Yeah. So I mean, it makes sense, right? So I know people, and I guess we can officially talk about it. People in the past have been confused because the main award, which is called the Michigan Beer Cup, the competition is called the Michigan Beer Cup, but what we as keepers of craft or KGB or Pontiac or whoever, what they're going for is Homebrew Club of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And the Homebrew Club of the Year is decided by the accumulation of all points between beer, mead, and cider. So I know there's been some confusion in the past by some people of, why is mead and cider counted in Beer Cup? Well, it's not. It's counted towards the Homebrew Club of the Year. And as a Homebrew Club, you make mead, beer, and cider. So it's cool.
Not that we haven't pushed for it in the past.
No. You just got to know the game. And this is a game we're playing. So we'll bring our mead and our beer and our cider and we'll kick some ass. So, and then, Joe talks about gang beer. Gang beer is a totally different nightmare. I can't wait to see. I'm really hoping they do something different with it this year.
Whose turn is it to come up with it?
It's funny because Dan texted me last week and was like, "Who won gang beer?"
Yeah, I don't remember.
It
was Michigan Mead Coalition.
It was Michigan Mead Coalition. Yeah.
So
maybe we could expect something to have to use honey.
Potentially, I hope so.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I have a lot of varietals. I'm sitting on like 200 pounds of honey, so I can help out the club. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go for the clean sweep this year, right? So we're gonna have to take Homebrew Club of the Year again. We're gonna have to take Dead Grass Award.
Yeah.
We're gonna take gang beer. What else? I feel like there's one more.
There's the poetry one, but that's more of like an individual. It's like the name of the beer.
Smart people who are funnier than I am.
Yeah, I suck. I can't name a beer for the life of me. Maybe we need some best in shows from the club. So a mead and cider best of show and the beer best of show.
Yep.
I don't think our club has won any best of shows before.
They have not.
So that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Speaking of that, I was reading this. Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but with Glint Cap, they said, the best of show. I can't recall how it was judged, but they said that any cider that was that took best of show was automatically bumped up to gold, regardless of points. So, did they take anything that medaled more or less, and then moved it up to a best of show. Because my thought was that they'd only take golds, but they said that like, oh, it'd be bumped up to gold automatically if it wasn't. So I'm like,
That's a good question. I don't know how
Yeah.
they do the judging for Glint Cap. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that
I
seemed
see
like it'd be a
that
lot.
entry.
But
I see that note. It wasn't best in show. It was best in class.
best in class. Okay, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So okay, I get it. So so what I can infer from that is each class. So there'd be traditional cider, modern cider, traditional perry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's whichever one was judged to be the best in that section automatically got a gold. So that just ensures there's a gold in every category.
Yep.
So
Yep.
even if the example
That
would be
makes
this,
sense.
if there were 4 entries and all of them scored 37.
Yeah, and whichever one was best
So
ended up getting pushed up. Okay, that makes more sense. All right. I think in my brain I confused best in class with best in show.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it's very sweet. So
Unlike my beer, apparently, or my cider.
oh, exactly, mine too. Dry as fuck. But yeah, no. So I think we'll be back before. We'll be back sometime in June.
We'll have at least 1 or 2 more shows before HomebrewCon. Yeah.
Yeah, before HomebrewCon. Maybe you know what? If anybody's watching this, drop us a note. If you're going to HomebrewCon, maybe the week before HomebrewCon, we can have a show where everybody that we know that's going will get together and bullshit and shoot the shit. That would be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah.
So if you're going, drop us a line. We'll throw you an invite if you want to jump on the air, and we'll talk about HomebrewCon. And then yeah, for those of you in Michigan that are listening, hopefully, Michigan State Fair registration's open and actually getting ready to close.
Oh
No,
shit.
is it?
I believe so.
No. I don't think so.
Submit that.
If you have not entered for Michigan State Fair, I think it closes in early June or mid-June.
Confirm it for me. So I'll go in and I'll pay for my entries now. I'll probably toss my Vienna and a pale ale in.
But
Shit,
what
if
we
they take a
can
cider
talk
out.
is Michigan Beer Cup.
Through July 1st.
Is it July 1st?
July 1st. Yeah.
All right. So you got a month to enter for Michigan Homebrew Cup. If you're on the site, how many entries are there?
105, max is 200, so 95 slots.
Half full. So if you're listening to this and you haven't entered in the state fair yet, go get your entries.
Thank you. I haven't done that yet.
Can you throw the link in chat? Just in case anybody who's in there hasn't.
Three entry limit, 3 bottles per entry. I'm putting the link in chat right now. So
all right, cool. So that's Michigan State Fair. So you've got a month or another 95 entries to go, or 89 because Brian and Jordan are going to take 6 of them pretty quick.
I forgot about that. Thank you.
Yeah. So did I. I'm just like I am.
And then in 3 weeks,
I have entries
on or around. I think it's later in June 24th, Brian. We're going to open up Michigan Beer Cup registration, I believe, June 24th.
Yeah.
And that will be limited to 3 beers per entry, 300 maximum entries. And both of those are actually due to have your beer delivered, or you need to have your beer dropped off by mid-July. I think it's July 17th, 18th, or 19th. If you're a keeper, Brian and or I will be the mules for both of those competitions.
Well, this is the
State Fair and the Michigan Beer Cup.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I apparently, never mind. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting those entries to the Michigan State Fair tonight.
Yeah.
And
And then keep your eye out, like I said, for Michigan Beer Cup. Registration will be open later in June for that.
Perfect. That works for me. Love it.
Radio.
Okay.
Well,
What else do we have?
I got a little bit of beer left.
Me too.
I've got another Hams.
I know I'm about to crack at hams too.
Well, then it's on you,
Second.
Jordan. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get another one right now.
All right, go for it.
My little mini fridge that I have in my office. It's not an actual refrigerator. It's like something I got as like a prize from work. It's called the Uber Chill XL, and I don't know how it works. It produces like cold somehow, but I think it struggles when the ambient temperature is more warm. I'm pulling beer out of this fridge right now, and it's like it's okay. The temperature's okay.
You're talking to me. I drink beer warm, so. And Brian, it's funny that you said that you had entries because so do I. I don't remember doing it.
Do you have some too?
Yeah, I got two of them in there. And
did you pay for them already?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, I had entries in too. I didn't pay for them yet, so I just did that.
But it looks like I had the foresight to know what the beers I was either had on hand. I don't think I had them both on hand at the time, but I got my lager and my pale ale in there. So
I'm being fancy. I'm pouring my hams into my Brew tray
Oh.
goblet here.
Why'd you get that goblet? Did you get a mug?
I did get a mug. I think he might have like 3 or 4 left. If you don't have one yet,
is there a brewery in the area you don't have a mug for?
I do not have a Final Gravity mug. I do not have a Saugatuck mug if they even do it. I do not have a Wax Wings mug. I do not have a Latitude mug. So, but I do have One Well, Outre, Distant Whistle, and Presidential. I think those are my 4. Support your local breweries.
So it was like one of the first people to have a mug at Outre saved. Like Ted and I, we talked numbers and colors and all kinds of shit long time ago. And then when he finally said, "Yeah, I'm ready, come down and get your mug," I was out of town for 2 weeks.
Oh no, you could have told me, man. I would have.
No. I'm Ted said he saved it. And
okay.
I haven't paid for it yet, so I just messaged him to be like, "Do you still have it?" And
Shanna said Valhalla too. I forgot about Valhalla. Sorry. Yeah, I have a Valhalla mug too, and Shanna has a Valhalla mug.
So what's your mug number at Outre?
36.
Really?
So somehow. So the story is my very first mug in Kalamazoo was at One Well, and I randomly got 369. It's not like I picked it. I was in line. I was assigned 369, and when you hear 369, you think like get low, right? Like 369. So every time I order a beer at One Well, somebody starts like humming that song or something. And since then I've been like, okay, I'm not going to remember my mug club number unless it's like some combination of 36 or 69 or something. So presidential mug is 369. Somehow my Outre mug is 36 because that's all that was left. In one, like it was one of the 8 mugs. I'm like, I have to have it. My Distant Whistle mug, I think, is something close to that. I think it has like, I don't know exactly what my number is, but I think it has 36 in it. It keeps happening. So apparently that's like my number now. And that's my Valhalla mug number 2 is 36. So, but I chose that one.
I thought there was another place. I don't think you mentioned Valhalla earlier. Aren't they supposed to have? Maybe I shouldn't say. They were supposed to have
a new location.
Yeah.
That
was supposed to be this year.
Not sure. I haven't been down there in a while. So Tom, if you listen to this later, I owe you a visit, and Hunter and all the other Valkyries and good folks down there. But
I love Valhalla. Absolutely.
The vibe, that's what the young people say, right? The vibe is super cool. I like Valhalla. it's tough to drink a Mug Club member's worth of mead. It's like
Yeah.
the value is totally there. I think like if you go on like Mug Club night, you can get a like 16-ounce pour of 14% mead for like $4 or something like that. Like
Oh shit.
it's ridiculous, but
I'd be dead.
yeah, exactly. It's tough, and
If
I think
somebody wants
that
to kill me, gift me that.
they
That's
did just order new mugs. We have new mugs down there right now that are a little bit smaller, and it makes it a little bit easier.
Nice.
They gave us our old mugs to take home. I have them downstairs. Shane and I both have ours, but they're mixed drinks. If you're into mixed drinks with meads, are like chef's kiss. Like
no, I think they're
delicious.
really onto something with their mead cocktails. Like
Oh, yeah.
that could be a whole new subsect of
Ken Schramm
mixology.
has a Facebook group, a mead cocktails Facebook group. By the way, so if that's something you're into, you should totally join it. He just created it, I think, within
Fuck
the last
yeah.
year or so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
I
not super active, but people do post on it.
No, I definitely see that. Like, because I mean, from what I've had at Valhalla and just reading a few different places, you know, like Reddit and whatnot, seeing some recipes online for mead cocktails, it's like, I mean, why the hell not? I mean, there's plenty of cocktails out there that use like some sort of like fruit juice or whatever. You could just replace that with like, you know, a mead, and
Totally.
you know, then you got your juice and your alcohol all in one.
My preference for mead tends to linger on the sweeter side of things too, and that really helps with cocktails and mixers and things.
Yep.
I have a peach mead downstairs that has been sitting on vanilla and more recently Nilla wafers. I'm trying to make it like it's peach. I had never used peach before this, and so it's like it's hard. Yeah, it's an okay mead, but it's not something I would like bottle up and put into a competition as is right now. But I cut it half and half with water the other day, and I brought a sample up to Shayna, and I was like, "This is so much better." It's probably like 7% at this point. Like the sweetness is cut, the acidity is still kind of there, and so um, what I want to do today, I didn't get around to it. Excuse me. But what I want to do this week is I want to get some like Sprite and some lemonade and some like mellow yellow and just do sort of like tastings of this mead cut with some like various, pops or other mixers. And if something really turns out, I am probably just gonna. I have like almost 5 gallons of this stuff. I'm just gonna cut it with one half of whatever tastes good, and yeah, and turn it into a mead slushy.
Thank you, mead mamas.
Yeah,
for turning me onto that's a thing.
And Shayna made a comment earlier too. Like maybe we even mix it with some ice cream and put it in the slushy machine.
Not to intrude on the mead mamas, but there may be other locations with mead and or beer slushies this year.
Did we spoil something?
No,
I'd never do that.
Maybe.
I love this. So Joe Bogan out here throwing some fucking side shade. Love that. Keeping us in mind for the 23 Dead Grass Award. That's right.
Keeping it close to the vest.
Nice.
Oh, you didn't listen in last week, Jason. I don't think probably, but I think it was asked what if we had a hint as to what our theme was going to be, and I was like, shit, I don't want to give it away too much, but I did make a hint that vests were going to be involved. So that was my hint. So
yeah. Whatever theme it is, it's the theme of whatever wins Dead Grass Award. That's
yeah, sure, yeah.
Did you say my name or did you say Jason's name? Were both of us gone last week?
We were both gone. Yeah. I will give some love for PBT though. They had the best goddamn food last year, and I'm told. I talked to Colin. I actually sought Colin out, and I'm told that they're going to have the same food again this year. So I'm super looking forward to that. for other hams.
Didn't you just crack one?
Yeah, and it's hams. It's water.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm excited for a lot of things this year.
I think you were gone, or no? Do you have wireless things? Did you hear me talking about the Fuck, I keep thinking MHF. My brain's not working anymore. It's been a long weekend. I got it up at Michigan State Fair.
No,
Brian has his entries. I apparently have my entries already, so neither one of us have paid.
I just did.
Oh, you just did. Perfect. Perfect. I got to make some edits on mine before I pay, but
I actually,
it's not locked in, so you can pay and still edit later.
Oh well, I mean, I'm going to get it all taken care of tonight.
Yeah,
I bought mine and paid the first day, and I think I just totally made up. I have no idea what entries I put down.
Yeah,
but that's not what I'm submitting. So.
Yeah, is this beer only, or do they have ciders in this one?
I think it's beer only.
Okay, that's what I thought. Otherwise, I probably would have put a cider in on there. But
yep, if I remember right, I don't remember ever having anything to do with meads or ciders.
No, I was going to say I actually think I went through because I thought I would throw a mead in, but I'm pretty positive that they are beer only. That's
what I thought. That's what at least I figured. Otherwise, I probably would have put the entry on there.
If people do have meads that they want to submit into something fun, there's a channel called Man-Made Mead that's doing a competition called Mead Stampede right now. It's he's like a homebrewer, like mead maker focused channel, partners up with another channel called Doing the Most a Lot. And I think it is going to be like BJCP focused. They are saying, because it's like smaller and it's a YouTube channel, they're saying that like they don't really necessarily have like a time limit as far as like their judging goes and stuff. Like they want to make sure that feedback is the number one focus for the competition. So if you really want mead judged and given good conscientious feedback,
so
too many. It might be worth looking into.
Have they worked out like how they're making it a competition rather than just a submit for feedback type thing? So is it like score based? Like
it's BJCP.
Okay.
They will have some BJCP judges. Not all of them are BJCP trained.
Well, I'm just saying, like for getting a medal or something like that. If you want hardware, do you have to score? Because I don't think it's BJCP like set up unless they changed it. That if you score above like a 40 or 42, then you get a gold.
No, this is best in the category. Top 3. Yep. So the mead categories are like sweet mead, semi-sweet mead, dry mead.
So there'd have to be a time frame on the actual competition, or you can just submit to have feedback.
I'm not sure where you're going.
I'm just saying, like, if you're sorry, I saw Jason's message. If you're doing a competition and it's like, okay, your top 3, you can't really necessarily have it open. Otherwise, when are the people going to get?
Well, at some point they got to close it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I see what you're saying.
They have to have like a bracket somewhere.
I was confused as to what you were asking. No,
I'm probably not wording properly.
Entries are open through July 1st.
Okay, there you go.
Words are hard.
Yeah. It looks like there are 136 paid entries right now. So pretty good, honestly. Like, it's not, Mazer Cup or anything like that, but they already have more entries than some of the like sort of larger mead competitions in previous years. And I would wager within the next 3 years, like it's probably going to be a pretty big, like legit competition, like on the scale of like Valkyrie's Horn or Orpheus Cup or something like that.
I'm thinking like all these competitions. I think mead in general is going to explode.
I think so too. Yeah, and I mean it already is really big. If you guys are not part of um, the mead homebrewing Reddit channel, Discord channel, and there's a lot of words that make sense. r/mead has a Discord channel that is very very active,
Oh, didn't know that. I'll be in it tonight or
super
tomorrow.
active, and like if you read the things that are going on in there, um, it's a lot of questions and a lot of people talking and hypothesizing and things like that. It's very much more like homebrewing is very scientific and like recipes. You follow a recipe and like you generally can get like the same beer if you have if you start with like RO water and follow like a fermentation schedule and stuff like that. You'll end up with something probably pretty close to somebody else. Um, Mead, like honey, is so varietal and local and agricultural. It changes all the time, depending on year to year. And there's so many yeasts that people use, and temperature really makes a lot of difference. And people use different uh, nutrient schedules and different types of nutrients, and they back sweeten differently, and they can carbonate and not carbonate. Meat is very, very all over the place. Like I think it gets a rap for being maybe like fermented honey, but in reality, there's more types of honey out there that you can use to ferment and back sweeten flavor with than there are specialty grains probably for beer.
At that point, not to like deter anyone, but I mean, from my own experience, it's also way more of a delicate process.
It totally is. You
Like,
taste all of the off flavors.
yeah.
It's
I
like
mean,
it's like brewing a lager with 5 times the ingredient cost.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and I would also say like 5 times the sensitivity. Like you're like, because honey is damn near 100% fermentable.
Yep.
So if your yeast aren't taken care of properly, there's gonna be you're gonna notice it. You're gonna taste it. You're gonna see it in that final product. It's not forgiving. And I would say like, lagers or, like ales with some of the modern yeasts and whatnot, like, the fake styles, like fuck it, toss it outside in the summer and it's still going to be beer. Like, whereas with like mead, you might come out with like something that's more akin to vinegar.
Jet fuel.
Yeah. Jet fuel.
Right.
It takes a lot to fuck up a beer. It doesn't take a whole lot to fuck up a mead.
But I think the appeal is that it's very entry level friendly. You can just go to Costco and buy honey, and everybody has water, and yeast is available everywhere. Yeah, totally. Me too.
Yeah.
I have 1 or 2 bottles of my very first mead left, and I think I want to bring them to the June meeting. I keep meaning to bring them to meetings, and I keep forgetting.
I think I still have. I've got two bottles, like Grolsch style, big Grolsch styles of my first 2, I guess, Costco mead bases. It's just the base, and it's still, but
it's nice to kind of get a memory of like where you came from a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
I have my first one. If you're gonna bring it, Brian, I can bring my first one.
Okay, I will.
Here's what not to do when it comes to brewing mead.
I only have 1 12-ounce bottle. I might be able to dig up a second. I'll have to look hard.
Oh, I've got 5 gallons of this shit that's years old.
Oh, that's the stuff you keep having me try.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've got like a 32 ounce, like a few 32 ounce Grolsch styles.
We should have set up a table called the Table of Shame, like in June or something, and everybody can bring like their
you know what
beers and meads and ciders.
That's actually a good theme for
it might be
for
cool.
club meetings.
Yeah,
like just in general,
be.
Beers, meads, ciders, whatever.
One of the most important lessons that you need to learn is when to dump some shit out. So, yeah.
It's tough to eat that time and that love and that money, but
it is
totally
like
especially mead.
Yeah,
super hard.
Cheap.
But that's what makes mine even worse. Is it's not just one mead I fucked up; it's two. It's one mead I fucked up, so I brewed another mead and blended them together to try to save the first one.
Some Frankenstein concoction.
And then when mead 2 didn't fix mead 1, I was like, well, why not throw 10 pounds of fucking Balaton cherries on it?
Is this like having a kid to try to fix your marriage? Like, yeah.
Whoa. That might be hitting sore with some listeners.
It's basically like, hey, you done fucked up and you burned $100, so why not throw 50 on top of that? And then, well, now you're at 150. Well, might as well let it ride with another 75.
What's that called? That's
It's called it's called mistakes.
What's the percentage on it, Jason? What's the ABV?
Actually, I'd love to bring some over for Brian to put through his easy then. So the very first mead, the way the story goes, the very first mead I ever brewed, I didn't know what I was doing. My brother got me a great price on mead, and so I put way too much honey, not enough water, pitched the yeast on it. Basically wound up with 13% mead that was still, 1.1.
Yeah.
No, it's just super sweet.
Oh, okay.
Super, super sweet. So then I brewed a really, really dry mead. I took, and brewed this like 4%, very astringent 1.000 mead. And I mixed them together thinking that I'm going to take this, super sweet 13% mead and this super dry, 4% mead. And I'm going to make a palatable mead. And instead it just tasted weird. And then, to try to fix it, I put it on 10 pounds of Balaton cherries.
Sunk cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just been in my basement aging patiently. So it's about 8 years old at this point. Mead 1 is about 8 years old. It's been on fruit now for 3 years.
Wow.
It's probably too long.
Yeah, probably.
So it's really just been a thing that's been in my basement that I need to dump out. And I haven't yet.
Your mark of shame. You just walk by it and
what's funny is I've learned a lot of lessons because just this like last couple of weeks I feel like I brewed a couple of beers and I'm like, I wasn't in the right headspace or whatever. I just like fuck it, dump them. Like I'm not.
Mead's different, man. I get it.
But yet I have this thing in the basement. This like sloth chained to the fucking water pipes in the basement that wants to be let go.
Dude, I've got that. I have bottles of my first infected beer.
Oh, really?
Yep. You drank one, Brian.
Was it the?
You thought it was maple.
Oh shit! Oh, that's funny.
You texted me. It was not anything maple. It was a Belgian triple that got a little infection to it. Little sour bugs.
One.
I was gonna say I gave you two.
Yep,
I was gonna say I would be surprised if you had one or if you took them both. But
I'm gonna go find that in the fridge in a sec. Actually,
yeah, it's like over carbed, over conditioned. Doesn't taste right. That's my shame. I'll pull one out and I'll drink one every once in a while because once it got infected, I just bottled the whole thing.
But I don't think I thought it was bad.
No, I submitted it to MHF one year and I got like a 29.
That's still in good territory. That's actually in the high end of good.
It wasn't bad. It's not a terrible beer because I think I caught it early on or something.
right, I'm gonna go see if I can track one out. I think I have 2 random beers in the fridge. I'm gonna
Probably green top.
green top. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
More than likely.
I was like last year talking to a guy that won a gold medal at nationals for old ale for an old DIPA that he found in the basement, and so that year I submitted my old DIPA to like 3 different competitions.
Yeah. That's kind of what it was. It was like, it was like I freaked. I'm not gonna lie, like I freaked the fuck out. It was my first. I'd been brewing for like 6 years, 7 years maybe. No, been 10, 12 years now, so somewhere around there. And I freaked out. And I was like, I've never had an infection. Like, I don't know how. I like tracked it down as to where the infection came from. But it took me a while to figure it out. And like, oh man, like, what is this? Why did this happen? Like, I'd never had this happen before. I was just like out of my mind, distraught. And I was just like, you know what? It seems like people have this shit happen. Some people say bottle it and let it go. So I did.
Have this shit happen.
It's
Some people say bottle it and let it go.
No, you've got your speakers on, bud.
I was like, I didn't realize it happened in the background. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I was like, I hear myself all of a sudden.
I did, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, no.
That's my mark of shame. Like, I think I still got maybe a 12-pack left.
I did it with it was like the second beer I brewed, and I put so much like love and effort into this beer, and it was shit, and it never fermented, like. But I bottled it and I kept it for like another 8 years or whatever. It was just last year that I finally like dumped it all out.
Yep. Or maybe it's silver. Actually, you're right, or Brian. I see that silver top. I think it was silver.
So one looks like it says like Wasol or something like that.
No, that's not mine.
One just says you.
No, I don't think mine would have had caps on it.
Okay.
Or anything marked. If anything, it would have been an X and a frowny face.
All right. Should I? Well, I guess. So I'm sorry if you're listening and you gave me these beers and I was supposed to do something with them. They've been in the back of my fridge for at least 2 months now, and I don't remember what they are anymore. Part of me wants to think that they're maybe Mike Lightfoot's, and they might be duplicates of things he already gave me, but I don't know. So I'm not sure.
So last year for Keeper's Cup, I had made the joke that I told people to give me an extra beer, and it's like a try them all. And then we wound up. So I did this. So for background, Keeper's Cup's a keeper's competition that we do, and I did it over COVID the first year, and so I had to have each of the judges judge separately. So I needed 4 bottles. So this year I collected the 4 bottles again, and it was supposed to be a bottle for me or whatever. So because I drove all these beers over to Detroit. But this year, Brian and I actually got like 4 judges in the same room to judge Keeper's Cup. And so I have like my like thank you bottle, plus I have like an extra bottle. Anyway, I have like 2 bottles of all these beers, and they're all numbered. And of course, I've taken all identifying marks off of them, and I have no idea what the fuck they are anymore. And I'm sure I could probably log into the competition and try to find the key. But I have so much mystery beer, Brian, in the fridge downstairs.
Oh, yeah. I also figured out what this is. It's not a U or an N. It's a C.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's a cider.
Oh. Did I give you some cider?
You might have. It's not super carbonated. I would call it like whatever the step above petulant is. Like
well, there's Peloton and then sparkling.
Peloton is that what I'm thinking of?
I think so.
It's
Jason, I gave you some of that. I gave you a couple bottles of that cider that I sent off to Glen Cap.
It's really clean. It's not really acidic. It's not really sweet. It's just sort of like cider.
I have your good cider. I don't know that I have any of this bad mystery infected beer.
No, I don't think you have any of the bad mystery infected shit. You do have some of the bottles of the stuff that took silver.
Oh, I know I do. I know I do, and I have it in my beer fridge right here, and I've had too much hams to open them and enjoy them.
I wasn't saying you should open it now. It was more or less just my confirmation of being like, I thought I gave that to you, but after coming out of
the majority of my little office beer fridge, Jordan, right now is you.
Oh.
Does that look like you, Jordan? Does that look like a you thing? Do you
could
write
be. You know what? I may have given you a cider.
Little tiny baby C's.
Yeah, that may have been me.
Does your cider look does it look like this? You know?
Thanks.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, that's really tough.
It's great. It's really good. Whoever gave this to me, if it's Mike Lightfoot, if it's you, because I know I think I judged all of his beer that he gave me though, so I'm not sure, but yeah, it needs more carbonation for me. Don't.
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah. Oh, really? You think it's low?
Well, I mean, considering that I thought mine were pelotant or petulant or whatever.
Got it.
And on my score sheets, they all said still. So I definitely on the lower end of carbs, carbonation, and even this, like my pale ale that I'm looking at, like there's some head to it, but not a lot.
I think I've called this out before too. So you did that swirly thing, and some head came back up, right? And even when you're not swirling it up, there's still like a white foamy outline on the outside, right?
Very, very light. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have that foam kind of sticking to the sides of the glass as you're drinking it down, right?
Yep.
That is all good. That's all good stuff. That's a good sign for head. Like a very nice head retention does not mean that the head is there the entire time you're drinking the beer. If you have like a nice white ring on the outside the entire time you're drinking the beer, that's great head retention still. Because if you give that a quick swirl, you'll probably get a nice little, 1/4-inch foamy head, and it'll stick around for another like 15-20 seconds or something.
So I feel like for our podcast listeners that we should put in this thing like, hey, we're sorry we've gone on 2 hours and we're not really talking about anything.
What I mean, I feel like at this point in time, if we're 77 episodes in and people are like listening to our podcast,
if they're still here,
no, you got
this is what they should expect.
They should expect. We had, I don't know if we've called this out before. We had, and I don't know if this is like one of our friends or if it's like some random person or something like that, but we had somebody that sort of had a name kind of like Two Hearted. Like a username, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and give us a really nice review. Like that said, look, these guys really, actually know about beer, and they talk about, beer stuff and the stuff related to homebrew. I can't remember the review. It made me feel all warm
you
and fuzzy,
asked me if that was me.
I did ask it because you usually use like Two Hearted ish like names as like a username and stuff, but it was really nice. So if you're listening to this right now, even on the live stream or something, and you want to leave us a podcast review, that'd be awesome, because the higher or the more like reviews we get, and we do tend to climb maybe a little bit on the podcast stream, and people will actually find us. And the more people that find us, maybe the more people that join the live stream, and the more people that join the live stream, the more we can talk to people, and the less we have to talk to each other.
I was gonna say,
that'd be amazing, because I don't want to talk to either of these guys
at one point tonight, which was great.
I didn't actually mean that. I love you guys, but
no, and we're gonna try to do some things with some other creators to try to drum up some more business. But again, you're right. We do this show so the three of us can hang out and drink beer. And if you're still here 2 hours in and you're listening and you're having a good time, cool. If you're not, then
it's okay.
Here after 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. I hope you learned something, either about beer or yourself.
Maybe I will fucking tuck into one of Jordan's.
You
sites.
should, man. I
There
don't know.
you go.
I don't think
Good.
it's going to turn into like one of those 4.5-hour streams, but
Happy Memorial Day.
I know. I like these streams. They're so, not that having people on and talking to people, Joe, this is pointing at you. Not that talking to people is like stressful or anything like that, but like I want to make sure that people we have on that I don't talk to all the time are like having a good time too, and that I'm not asking them questions that are going to annoy them, and we can have a good conversation. And I feel like I've known Jordan and Jason long enough where I can kind of bullshit enough, and it can just kind of be like some chatty episodes, and it's not stressful or anything. I don't know.
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's kind of the joy of drinking and being social. We're just putting our shit on air.
Yeah, that's totally true. Yeah, I mean that was originally the whole point for sure. Thanks, Joe.
So I'm drinking a Jordan Brady Hydromel.
Oh, Hydromel. Damn, that's old. When the fuck did I give that to you?
Last year.
Yeah, last year.
Oh no.
Look, I want to come clean on this right now. As much as I love beer and we have this show and stuff, I really don't drink a lot. And as Brian can attest to, I tend to hoard some really fucking good beer. And I just let it, there it is. That's what I've been waiting for all night, is the sigh of disappointment. I have literally totes of beer of like, and it's not just like, totes of hams. I have totes of like Holmes, fucking high-end Arclight stuff.
Transient, I think. Probably.
Yeah. I probably have a tote that I just carried down to the basement that has like $400 in beer in it. And you give this stuff to me and I want to save it and drink it, like tonight when I'm on air with you. And so I wind up hoarding all this shit. I've got like a whole section of my closet behind me full of homebrew, not IPAs. I'm not a total fucking, monster.
That's saved for commercial beers.
Whoa.
But no, like Nate Canos gave me like a 6-pack of meads and melomels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's been in the closet for a year because I'm waiting for the right show to drink it.
You know what? I think you're giving me an idea here, Jason. I think maybe once a year, maybe twice, we should just do a Jason's Cellar Raid show. And just like randomly like toss rings onto a bottle.
Oh my god, that'd be fun. That'd be so cool. I mean, we've done the old beer show.
Yeah. I mean,
the thing is like this stuff isn't old. It's just it's good beer. Like I can't tell you like how much Holmes beer I've got just like squirreled away.
Or maybe we can make a dartboard with all the stuff that you have and just.
I just don't. When I'm not on the show, I really don't. Honestly, if I drink a beer during the week, it's a hams. I'm not going in. I've got a bomber in there, Brian's National Homebrew Comp Medal.
My sour?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I gave you some of that and you still have it. No, that's the last of that beer that is in existence right now.
I have a
wow.
bomber of it.
Okay.
It's the American Wild Ale 2, right? It says 2 on the bottle.
Yeah.
On the cap. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jason, I'm not giving you any shit on it because chances are most of the time throughout the week, Monday night is probably the night I'm drinking the most, especially like tonight. And you're all good, man.
It's I mean, I don't have time.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah. That being said, though, on the random nights where moderation is thrown out the window, I will say probably one of my biggest revelations recently is maybe somebody will get after me on this, but coconut water before I go to bed,
No. What?
fucking better than aspirin.
Really?
Like, just like a tumbler of coconut water. Just chug that, and drink a little bit of water on top of that. Like I wake up feeling like right as rain. It's
Jordan,
amazing.
you actually bring on a great point. Like before we go to MHF this year, I need to pick up a case of coconut water.
Yes.
That's a thing? This is a thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you on that. I had a case and I still have a few bottles. I usually keep a bunch of coconut water in my beer fridge.
Yeah, like I didn't realize. So
Okay.
my wife went through some like cancer treatment and testing where she couldn't have salt or salted food, so there was a depreciation or a depletion of electrolytes within her system.
Oh.
So she was buying coconut water, and I was like, oh, electrolytes is good, like that helps replenish, hydrate you, whatnot. And I was like, I'm just gonna. I had a night where I tied one on, didn't really necessarily mean to, and I was just like, I'm gonna drink some coconut water, see what happens. I woke up the next morning and was like, man, I feel great. Like, and I'm like, I'm aged. I don't do well with hangovers, so yeah. Now coconut water in the fridge, constantly upstairs. So Monday nights before I go to bed.
I'm learning a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Sam apparently agrees. Drinking, workouts.
Yeah. It's great.
Okay.
It tastes like disgusting. I don't like the flavor whatsoever. The coconut water is awful. I have to choke it down, but
I enjoy it. But you're right. Like the electrolytes, and it's easily just digestible and absorbable, and
yep.
I'm actually feeling like maybe we should throw a keg of it on.
Ooh.
Oh, that's an idea. Maybe with a little pineapple juice in it. Like
maybe.
Yeah, if you like pineapple.
I mean, we have the keg of coffee. We for the last 2 years we put a keg of cold brew coffee on.
That's true. We have.
In the morning.
Maybe throw it on at the end of the night on Friday, Saturday, and Saturday night.
Here's another thing I'm going to reveal.
Uh-oh.
And maybe to go along with our theme.
Spoiler alert.
Maybe that keg.
Brian, shut your mouth.
Maybe that stays on all day.
Oh. Maybe it does. Maybe it does.
It doesn't have to be on tap. Maybe it can be a self-serve tap.
Maybe
because it's non-alcoholic, and that's okay.
That's true.
Yep.
Everybody got a 15-gallon keg?
No, but I got fucking eight or nine pin locks that I want to fucking shotgun. So maybe I'll throw it.
Yeah. I have some beer gas I haven't used in like 3 years, so I can donate that to be used maybe.
Yeah, that's on my list of things to do this month is to take all my bottles back and try to exchange. I think I'm, aside from my 20-pound CO2 tank, I think my beer gas and my other 4 CO2 tanks are all on hydro. And
I'm about to just like see if I can swap out my beer gas tank, which is a nitro tank, and see if they can just drain it or whatever, and just get a pure nitro tank to maybe like serve wine on tap or something. I'm probably never going to serve nitro stout on my Keezer again. Not because I don't like it, but I just share beer too much, and it's just not worth me having a beer gas tap.
It's kind of niche. Like some people,
yeah.
My wife doesn't like it. Like anytime, like she likes stouts, she likes sweet stouts, like all that. But anytime she just doesn't like anything that's.
No, my dream, and the reason why I have it is my Keezer was always supposed to have a sixtel of Guinness on.
Okay.
For me.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
I don't give a fuck about anybody else. Like I was always supposed to have a sixtel of Guinness on, and I'm friends with multiple people that work with the distributor of Guinness in the area, and I had all of the hookups to get like decent prices on sixtel of Guinness, and I've just never done it. My teaser is absolutely fucking empty right now.
Doesn't say just brew it, man.
Do you see the tear coming down like the side of my face right now?
But I would like literally, I would love to go get a 6-still Guinness, and I would still. That's the only reason why I have nitro. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna crack open this Wassail. I don't know what that means, or maybe it's Wasak.
Wet sock. Wet ass sock.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does it look? I don't know. Like, okay.
Just drink it.
Yeah.
It's if it's Lightfoot's, it's probably good.
The cider that I just had was excellent. If it was super, super bubbly, it would have been like super, super amazing for me.
I undercarb my shit, so it may have been mine.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I mean, if you're dipping in the Lightfoot, shit. I mean, he's a good brewer.
This smells bready.
All right.
I just sent you guys a screenshot of my thing.
It says 14 hours.
14 hours. Yeah, like,
For what?
How long have I been here?
Oh my god.
Why did a bullshit show run even 2 hours? Let's be honest.
Because I miss you guys. I
miss you.
didn't see either of you last week.
Yeah.
You know what?
Joe had to deal with me all by himself, and Don,
You know what's missing?
Like,
Drew fucking Jacobs.
Oh, don't
All
say
right.
it 3 times.
Sam.
I know.
I'm
Right?
gonna send you the link. I'm just.
Because I feel like if you look at the shows that have gone over 2 hours, I think he's been involved in like 75% of them.
More than likely.
There you go.
This is delicious, and I want to know what it is.
You're not meant to know what mystery beer is. You're just meant to enjoy.
So it's definitely a mixed fermentation beer. It's not super sour, but it definitely has some Brettanomyces like notes.
If Drew could just come
It's
in,
a little
like,
fruity.
and
It's
with
well
no
carved.
intro and like play friends in low places and then leave, that would be awesome.
Now Jason's tossing out requests.
I'm drunk.
How's
So-
the hydromel?
I'm sorry, Brian. You were saying?
Nah, dude. I'm just. It's Brett, and I don't know who gave me something with Brett. That's it. That's all.
Lots of
It
bread.
was
That's it.
just the writing. Nah, I don't know.
If anybody, if this is your cap,
It
know
looks
that I
like
really enjoy this beer, and I'm sorry if I was supposed to
Same
judge
as
it.
the last cap, and it's a silver cap. So right
Yeah.
on.
What did we call our first iteration of the sour beer? I don't think we gave it a name, Brian.
From the
Yeah, our
three of us
barrel.
with Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we gave it a name.
Oh,
I still think I got
you
4
guys need
bottles.
to
of
fill
that.
that up and get it going.
We do. We need to keg that and bring it to
Homebrew
MHF. We do. So again, for those listening that may not know that are part of MHF, Keepers has 3 members, myself, Jordan, and Drew Doster, that have a 15-gallon journeyman barrel that's soured that we're going to donate to MHF. And each year it's going to go to a different club so that some of their members can brew a beer, put it in the barrel, and bring it to MHF the next year. I think at one point we were talking about swapping it every 6 months. I don't know. Maybe the club can brew 2 beers and swap it through the barrel.
I think that would be ideal. Just have them run 2, and then they can submit. Put them both on tap.
The beer that we have sitting in there right now is over a year old and it's still like quite good. I think last time I tried it was like 3 months ago, but I don't
kind
think
of got
that
away from us, didn't it?
it did. It really did. We just lost track. So we'll see. One way or another, we'll empty this keg.
I still got a keg of the beer that came out before this batch.
The beer that I won with NHC in was blended from a gallon of the Flanders that we made in that barrel.
That's the Flanders. Yep, that's what I have. Whatever Drew had on it MHF last year called Tart Tea Shart.
Yeah. It was too much on its own for me, but blended, it really added a nice like
I remember that beer.
depth
Yeah.
to a blonde. So I still have some sour left. I'm probably just gonna dump it instead of bringing it back out, but
I mean, mine's probably fucking vinegar at this point, but
that was John Hambright's sour beer that he brewed in the barrel that Presidential Brewing has right now. So if you've had any of the what does Jake call his the executive orders? If you've had any sour executive orders, they've come out of this sour barrel that I have a little bit of beer left in. It's good. I kind of want to take some of it and use it as a base to make some more sour beer, but we'll see. I don't know what kind of bugs might be left in it at this point in time that are actually going to do anything.
Well, something will be useful.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Well, either way, we've got to get that barrel ready for Homebrew Fest.
We'll empty it. We'll talk to Drew during the June Keepers meeting at the very least. Maybe we even, Jordan, bring stuff to empty that barrel to the June Keepers meeting and get there a little early or something.
Yeah. That'd be fine.
We'll get in touch.
But he's not gonna carry that whole fucking thing over to the Keepers, or is the Keepers meeting at his place?
It is at his place.
Okay,
Yep.
All right. Yeah, my only issue is, I mean, if you have a extra keg that's sourable, then I'll borrow that for.
I will hook you up if you want a fucking pinlock.
Honestly, I don't care because I got pinlock connections. Doesn't matter to me.
All right, maybe do that then. But
yeah, that works because I mean my other keg is, I mean, it's ball lock, but it's from the Trevor's Red Barn Sour from years ago. I think it still has the duct tape on it.
The one beer that like put me down, like laid me low for a day from pain. The acidity in that Red Barn Sour was crazy.
Well, I'm good if you guys are good.
I'm good.
All right.
Thank you all for sticking with us for
14 hours.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, according to Jordan. Yeah.
Right. We'll be back bullshit next week.
We will. Maybe. Yeah. Probably. We'll see. Again, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts if you remember and you think we don't suck. Or follow us on Facebook or like us on YouTube or whatever. But appreciate you guys talking to us tonight and hanging out with us. And there's still 5 people left in the chat, like as of the live show. And like Jordan was saying, there was like quite a few, like 12-ish, 14-ish.
Yeah, for some reason this was
at one point during peak. Best 14-hour show ever. Yes, Travis. Yes.
All right.
So
cheers, guys.
Cheers. And we'll catch you guys in a week or two. Thanks.